It's July 2nd, a beautiful day for baseball here at Judy Walden Scarifiel Field at McKeon Park for this matchup between the Cotuit Kettleers and the Hyannis Harborhawks. Two West Division foes meeting up. The Kettleers sitting at 4-9-1. The Harborhawks at 8-4-2. As the Cape League season is heating up. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Albright, joined alongside Connor Shue. We'll be joined by the third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore, later on. And our producers and directors, Sorka Lewis and Riley Lewis. Connor, just to start things off for this Cotuit Kettleers pregame show, a very successful result for the Kettleers yesterday against YD, knocking off the Red Sox 8-2 at home.
And that was due to a really strong first couple innings from Cotuit. They got out there, they ambushed YD. 2 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second. It was kind of like how they beat Bourne the other day back home with 6 runs combined in the first 2. But this time, they peppered a few more through the middle half. 1 run in the 4th inning, another run in the 5th. And they were able to keep it just enough out of reach to where YD couldn't really do anything. And that was also helped by James Hayes, who quite literally had a perfect 5 innings, did not allow a single base runner against one of the better lineups in all of Cape.
I mean, things were just going well from the start for Cotuit yesterday. A phenomenal first 2 innings, like we've seen from Cotuit in about the past week, getting on the scoreboard early. 2 runs in the first and 4 runs in the second. 3 of those runs came off the bat of a new face in Cotuit's lineup.
Caden Bogenpole hit that 3-run shot out to dead center field. Laser off the bat, well over 400 feet, over 100 miles on the gun, 100 miles an hour. But you can really see the potential in what he's going to bring to the Kettleers for this entire season. He played a really good center field as well, made a couple of nice plays out there. He's DHing today, but that's mainly where you're going to look for his production as a hitter, and he really showed that off. Worked a couple of walks as well, and was overall just a treat to see at the plate.
Brooke Kilgore, our sideline reporter, was able to catch up with Caden Bogenpole after the game. Let's hear from her and Caden Bogenpole.
Brooke Kilgore here post-game. The Cotuit Kettleers taking a dominant 8-2 win over the YD Red Sox. I'm here with center fielder Caden Bogenpole, calling his first game in the Cotuit Kettleers pinstripes. Caden, you had a massive home run, 412 feet, 104 velocity on that hit. Just walk me through. You said that hit was epic. Walk me through that a little bit.
Yeah, just getting the first AB out of the way was nice, and then, just hunting the fastball, second AB, and I got it middle, and didn't miss it. So I executed a plan there and got a good result.
Talk to me a little bit about the experience playing with this team so far. It's only your first day here, and it looks like the connection is just instant.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of great guys, a lot of fun guys to be around. So I know it's going to be a fun summer, and I can't wait for the rest of it.
Yeah, 2 at-bats, 3 RBI, 1 run, and 1 walk tonight. I mean, you tied your record at Missouri State, 55 walks, tied a school record as well as 15th in the nation on that. You're very calm at bat. Just talk to me a little bit about that presence there.
Yeah, I think my approach is really, I love going up to bat, having a great approach, and I think I stick to it really well. And I don't really chase a lot, and just getting my pitch to hit is the main thing.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to the Cape.
Appreciate it.
Special thank you to Brooke Kilgore for catching up with Bogenpole. And boy, did he just have a good game. I mean, we can't hit on it enough. To join the Kettleers in less than 24 hours after you officially get on Cape, be putting that offensive output together. I mean, it just shows how quickly the Kettleers have had to bond this summer.
We talked about that a little bit with head coach Lauren Hibbs on the coaches show this morning, and he said they've done a great job of acclimating. These guys seem like brothers in the dugout and have really taken a liking to each other, and that's exactly what you need for a successful baseball team. It seems like the group is close, and like the new guys are figuring it out on the fly. Him and Luke Matthews were really solid in the box.
A lot of guys great in the box yesterday for Cotuit. 8 hits, 8 runs, only 1 error, 11 left on base. That's still been something to keep an eye on for Cotuit. But overall, just a really good day with runners in scoring position.
And it was. There was one point in the game where we called out that they were 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and it was nice to see because there was a point where I think they were hitting 111 with runners in scoring position, and that number has just jumped exponentially since then. So it's nice to see Cotuit begin to produce in these situations of high importance in the game, and it seems like their clutch factor is just getting better and better as things go on, not only in the late game, but early on in those situations where you need to pounce. You have a guy on second or third, and you got one of your best bats up. It seems like they're taking more patient approaches, not forcing things in the box and waiting for their pitch to come to them, just something that they can handle to drive a runner in. And we've seen so much more of that lately.
Mixing some of the old with the new today, looking at what went well yesterday and then applying it to today's matchup. The Kettleers were walked 10 times yesterday. They're going against a Hyannis Harborhawks team that struck out 18 Harwich Mariners in their 2-2 tie yesterday. So it's really going to be a battle at the plate. You have a team in Cotuit that likes to work a walk and is great with plate discipline, facing off against a Harborhawk pitching staff that can just pummel the zone.
They really can, and Cotuit showed their discipline, so they're going to have to really face the challenge against YD. After only striking out at the plate 6 times last night, and now you go up against a solid arm and Brett Landman, the lefty who struck out 84 batters in 72 innings at school at Abilene Christian. He's a guy who's had his struggles, but he punches tickets, and the Kettleers are going to have to stay focused in the box and stay patient and hold true to the approach that's been making things work for them.
So we'll transition right into our pitching matchup for tonight's game. On the bump for the Harborhawks, like you mentioned, Connor, Brett Landman, and on the mound for Cotuit, Peyton Manka. Manka and Landman both above 6 innings on the season. Manka's pitched 7 for the Kets. Landman's pitched 6 for the Harborhawks. 2 guys that have impressive stuff and can really throw around the strike zone.
Especially Manka this summer, 1.29 ERA in his 7 innings. He came out of the pen and provided 3 innings of scoreless relief his first time out. Then went out for a 4-inning, 1-run start. Did struggle a little bit with the walks. He's issued 6 in 7 innings so far, not to mention 6 base hits. But he's done a good job to work out of tough situations. And I think if he can get rid of the traffic on the base paths, he's going to be really hard to stop with his 4 pitches.
Those are the 2 pitchers tonight for their respective teams. And it's important just to get a good start here in this one. This game, every game means a lot, especially in this Cape League season. It's only 40 games, so one game plays such a big role, especially come into the season. But this one seems to stand out a little bit more on the calendar. The Kettleers are trying to do a little bit of streaking, you could say, putting together a couple wins. Hyannis sits atop the West. So these are 2 West Division foes. But you look at the standings, Cotuit is right there to surpass Bourne, climbing all the way back. They're tied record-wise with Bourne. This is a big one to get in the win column for the Kets.
It would be. The Kettleers are 9 points behind Hyannis. They have 18 at the top of the standings, and then Cotuit 9 at this point. Hyannis 8-4-2, and they've been up and down lately. Lost their last game and are coming into this one scuffling a little bit, and the Kettleers are red hot at the plate. So it seems like a tale of 2 halves for some of these teams, and I think this could be Cotuit's time to start to shine. And Hyannis, still a really good team. They've been the class of the Cape, and on the offensive side of the ball, we'll get more into that in those categories that they lead in. It's quite a few later on, but it'll be a great matchup, and I think Cotuit, with how hot they've been, I think they're going to be looking to climb up the standings some more.
Well, Cotuit has certainly risen to the challenge. You think of a couple of the games that the Kettleers have won this season against a top-ranked, at the time, Brewster, against a top-ranked YD, taking a game against Bourne and Wareham in the West Division as well. So some good opponents have been beaten by the Kettleers, looking to do the same here today. This would be the 3rd time, should they beat Hyannis, the 3rd time this season that they've beaten the #1 team in the division in only 5 wins. What would be 5 wins? So we'll take a quick look at how the Kettleers are attacking Landman today. Connor, what's the lineup looking like for the Kets?
Jaron and Vincula's back in the fold leading off and playing second base. Dean West back down to the 2-hole. He's going to try his hand at center field today, though. Ryan Farber batting third, playing third base instead of short. Caden Bogenpole batting cleanup. Love to see that. DHing as well, giving Jack Natilli a rest day. Andrew Wiggins moving over to right field for the first time this summer, batting fifth. Camden Johnson in left, out of his natural third base position, batting sixth. Luke Matthews, the newcomer from Kent State, batting seventh, playing shortstop. Rentaro Sasaki back in the lineup after pinch hitting yesterday, batting eighth. And then Anderson French, after a couple games break, in the lineup at the 9-hole.
Plenty of good bats in this Cotuit lineup. We've seen everyone in this lineup get hot at specific points, even some of the newer guys. You look at West, Bogenpole, and Matthews, the sample size for them is small. But even in the limited moments they've had for the Kettleers, you can point out something and say, hey, that's really good stuff. That brings a spark to the team. First pitch he saw this summer, Luke Matthews smacks a triple. On the very first pitch he sees, Bogenpole, first game, a monster shot to center. West has been good his entire time here with the Kettleers. It seems that everyone, even if you're new or if you've been with the team, everyone's just getting rolling from the offensive side of the plate.
It really seems like it, and even the guy who wasn't in the lineup yesterday, who you usually see at the top, Jaron Vincula, last time he saw a baseball field was at Citi Field in the, we'll call it All-Star game between the Cape League and the MLB Draft League. 2 for 3, got hit by a pitch and hit a homer at Citi Field, and he hit a couple in batting practice today, so maybe the power stroke is loading up for Jaron Vincula to go with his really solid contact tool. That'd be really exciting to see at the top of the order, plus all the new guys who have been raking, like you said.
While we talk all about Cotuit's great offense, we'll take another interview with Brooke Kilgore. She got to talk with James Hayes about his great start yesterday.
Brooke Kilgore here alongside starting pitcher James Hayes. Phenomenal work tonight. 5 perfect innings, 6. Talk to me at Brewster with that 62 win about how you just wanted to get back on your feet and you needed that slow start to kickstart into gear, and you've kick-started into gear. You're past the start or finish line at this point. Talk to me about today.
Yeah, I think today's success was due to the fact of not as much physical, preparation, but during the game, focusing on each pitch was the main contributor to what I thought I did well. In the third inning, I thought I got a little shaky, even though it may not look that way. But I started thinking too far ahead and stepped off the mound for a minute and reeled it back in and thought about the pitch I was going to throw next. So that's what I like the most about today.
You went up against one of the top teams tonight, a team that kind of ravaged us last time we played them, and you step out there with so much calm, so much poise. Just kind of talk to me. Was there anything before the game that helped you work up to this?
Yeah, there's so much talent up here. So much talent up here, and everybody puts a uniform on. They don't have their names on their jerseys anymore. So it's really easy just to focus on not about who's up to the plate or anything, and just attack each guy like it's another guy for another day. Not get caught up in the names or whatever it may be. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna be better than you, and that's what it was today with me. So.
Speaking a little bit about names, you had several new additions to your outfield out there. Caden Bogenpole, Luke Matthews, who made several great plays for you out there tonight. Just talk to me a little bit about them.
Yeah, it was, up here you got a great defense behind you, no matter who's in outfield. I got to meet with those guys before the game, talk to them a little bit, and get to know them. But, on the mound, having those guys out there behind you gives you all the confidence in the world, not have to worry about what a hitter does. You give a hit, so what, maybe he won. But there's so much talent out there, and it's good to have those guys out there with some speed and everything. So.
All right, James Hayes with a perfect 5 innings tonight for the Cotuit Kettleers. We'll see you next time.
Another great interview piece by Brooke Kilgore. Like we always say, Connor, she brings the professionalism to our little broadcast trio here. And we're just moments away from first pitch at McKeon Park. The Harbor Hawks are running out onto the field right now, taking their positions. How do they stack up today, Connor?
In left field, Matthew Mura, Jason Walk in center, Andrew Williamson in right field. For the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, from third to first, it's Ray Velasquez, the hot corner, Jackson Willits at short. Ryan McKay, the Michigan State Spartan, at second base. Gabe Camacho playing first. And doing the catching for Brett Landman is Stone Lawless, one of the coolest names I think we've heard on Cape this summer.
I mean, if your catcher's name is Stone, that has to be, you know, an added bonus. I mean, that's like having a 10th player in your lineup pretty much.
I think so.
Yeah, Lawless as the last name too. Oh my goodness. Landman up on the mound, wrapping up his warm-up pitches. Landman 6'4", 229, a lefty out of Fairview, Texas. Long sleeve blue shirt poking out from his white jersey. The Harbor Hawks today wearing all white uniforms, thin pinstripes, light orange color lining the shirts and the pants. Curly H up on the left chest of the jerseys, orange numerals on the back and the front. Red, white, and blue caps, just like all Cape League teams are sporting. Cotuit in their maroon road jerseys. Blue numerals and lettering, trimmed with white pants with the thin maroon pinstripes as well. As Landman's finishing up his pitches, Connor, one more time, how do the Kettleers step up to the plate?
Jared Vincula leading off for the Cotuit Kettleers. Then it's Dean West, Ryan Farber, 1, 2, 3. Caden Bogenpole batting cleanup. Andrew Wiggins batting 5th. Camden Johnson 6th. And then 7 through 9. Luke Matthews, Rintaro Sasaki, and Anderson French.
Plenty of pop in the lineup. Brett Landman has finished his warm-up pitches. He steps off the mound. Now as he walks back on, Advincula will grip his black bat and step into the left-handed batter's box. Landman is staring down his catcher, Lawless. Off-white glove at his chin. Now the first pitch, and it hits Advincula. They're calling it a foul ball. It was in and at the hands of Advincula. He dropped his bat. It was a hard thud. First pitch is at 6:02 local time. 73 degrees Fahrenheit for the temperature. Landman set. Here's the pitch. Cracked in the air, shallow center field, sinking fast into a land before walk. Advincula with a leadoff single here today.
Good things happen whenever he's hitting leadoff.
I was about to say, Connor, I mean, when you have Advincula leading off, it's truly, you don't want to say it's an automatic runner at first base, but with him it feels like it. Up will step Dean West, 5'10", out of Los Angeles, out of UCLA, also a left-handed hitter. Landman set at the belt, now delivers. West shows bunt, pulls it back. That pitch missed upstairs, ball 1. West on the season for Cotuit, he's 5 for 13 in a very limited sample size. Yesterday went 2 for 5. Landman, the lefty, a lengthy pause, now the pitch. Cracked high in the air, tailing foul towards the fence, and it will land on the gray dirt warning track here at McKeon Park. West will step out of the batter's box, regather himself. It will be a 1-1 count. Still top of the first. Advincula dancing on first. He's got a 2-stride lead. Landman rocking. Now he's stopped with a lengthy pause again. Here's the pitch. West takes just a bit outside. The count is now 2 balls and 1 strike on West. West no stranger to showing bunt. He has the speed to leg one out. Advincula with speed at first. He leads the Kettleers with 9 stolen bases. The pitch. West takes a strike, a delayed strike call from the home plate umpire, Robert Melms. Melms calling the balls and strikes. Rodriguez is the first base umpire, and Glenn Stewart is over at third base. Landman, again glove at his belt. Pause, now the pitch, 2-2. Low and away on Dean West. He's worked a full count. First base coach for Cotuit, Tim O'Connor, talking things over with Advincula. The first baseman, Camacho, with his right heel on the first base bag. Landman, a lengthy pause. Now the pitch. Swiped and cracked foul over the press box behind home plate. A very quaint press box here at McKeon Park. All gray wood siding, gray roof, white trim, windows overlooking the field. Landman has a new ball out on the bump, his left arm dangling at his side. Now puts it in his glove. Advincula swaying over at first. Payoff pitch, no outs. High and tight to Dean West. He works a walk. The pitch was up and in. It brushed West back a little bit, but still looked back to the home plate umpire Melms to check and make sure that was a ball. So now West is on first. Advincula is on second. And up steps Ryan Farber, the switch hitter. Just wrapped up his season at Texas State, entered the transfer portal, and now plays for Auburn. Or should I say will play for Auburn. White batting gloves, holding his bat up above his back right shoulder. A switch hitter. He's hitting from the right-handed side of the plate here. 2 on, no out, 0-0 the score. Landman delivers, showing bunt Farber. Cracks it foul, right back off home plate.
And this is the second straight game Ryan Farber will be starting his game off in very favorable position. He batted with Luke Matthews on third with 1 out yesterday. Drove him home with a single, and now he's got Advincula at second base.
Wind whipping the American flag in right center field straight away from home plate. Farber, active in the batter's box, now showing bunt. Before Landman even in the stretch, the pitch laid a bunt in front of the mound. Landman will take a couple steps, grab the ball, and throw to first in time to retire Ryan Farber. Dean West advances to second, and Jaron Advincula advances to third. So there will be 2 runners in scoring position for Cotuit with 1 away here in the top of the first. And the big hitter, Caden Bogenpole, hitting from the cleanup spot today, will dig into the left-handed batter's box. Bogenpole, 6'6", 240. He's digging his left cleat into the back chalk line of the batter's box, rocking back and forth. Beautiful wood bat on his back shoulder. The first pitch to him, he takes a fastball at the knees for strike 1. Bogenpole yesterday went 1 for 2. That 3-run home run proved to be an integral part of that game as Cotuit was able to build a big lead. Also worked 2 walks. No balls, a strike. The pitch skips to the backstop. Advincula breaks from third, and he scores. The ball gets lodged underneath some blue padding on the backstop. So time was called. Advincula advances home. West is at third. Cotuit is up 1-0 here in the top of the first.
And when you have guys like Advincula and West on the base paths, you're going to create pressure on the mound. And that's what happened right there with Landman. Just sailed one into the dirt, skipped past his catcher.
Cotuit able to score in the first inning yet again. That is now the 4th straight game the Kettleers have scored in the first frame. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Bogenpole. The pitch. Bogenpole takes outside, 2 balls and a strike. Now on the mound for the Harbor Hawks, Brett Landman, through 6 innings this season, coming into this game had only allowed 7 hits, had struck out 8. The pitch. Bogenpole takes upstairs on that fastball. Stayed about chin level on the tall 6'6" Bogenpole. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-0 the score in this one. West is on third. Other bases are free. Landman, the lefty. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss from Bogenpole. Full count. Landman trying to settle in. His freshman season, he won Pitcher of the Year and Freshman of the Year in the Western Athletic Conference as an Abilene Christian Wildcat. The pitch. Bogenpole takes outside. He has worked himself a walk. 2 walks now issued in the inning. Only one away, and runners are on the corners for Andrew Wiggins, who had himself a day off from the lineup card yesterday. Wiggins, the left-handed hitter, just wrapped up his year at Indiana. A Hoosier Red arm guard on his front right arm. A Hoosier Red sliding mitt in his back pocket. He digs in after getting some signs from Cotuit's first base dugout. The first pitch to Wiggins? Low, nearly skipped into the glove of Stone Lawless. 1 ball and no strikes.
And what Wiggins brings to the table is walks. Great plate discipline. He's got 12 free passes in only 11 games played.
Those 12 walks lead the team. Here's the 1-0. Wiggins takes a fastball about belt high. His maroon belt barely peeking through his loose hanging maroon jersey. Wiggins 6'4", 225. Black bat not resting on his back shoulder. He's wagging it back and forth. Here's the 1-1. Wiggins takes again. That ball just missed outside. Count is now 2-1. Bogenpole at first. West is at third. Cotuit is up 1-0 over the host Harbor Hawks. The infield for Hyannis is playing at double play depth. Pinched a little towards second base. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and tapped foul. Wiggins just able to get a piece of it. Took a couple hops in the dirt and then landed in the grass behind home plate. 2-2 is the count with 1 out. Lamb trying to work out of some first inning trouble. The Wildcat ready on the mound, again with a lengthy pause. 10 on the pitch clock, here it comes. Cracked high in the air towards straightaway center field. Measuring it is Walk. West is at third. Walk makes the catch, and West is sprinting home. There won't be a throw to the plate. It's cut off at second base. A deep sacrifice fly for Andrew Wiggins, and Cotuit has a crooked number in the first inning yet again.
It's with a couple of baseball-y plays. Ryan Farber, a bunt to move a couple of runners over. And then Jaron Advinkulage taking advantage of a ball to the backstop, and then deep sac fly to get West home. Just little by little manufacturing runs.
Bogenpole remains at first. Up to bat, Camden Johnson gives his multicolored bat a twirl, and now he's ready. An athletic stance in the batter's box. Showing bunt, he pulls it back. It's a first pitch strike anyways. Caught the lower inside part of the strike zone. 2 away here in the top of the first. Cotuit up 2-0. The Kets have only had 1 hit. Have been walked 2 times, and a deep sacrifice fly have been the difference maker. Lamb again a lengthy pause. The pitch. Johnson takes again. That's a strike. Just caught the inside part of the strike zone. Count is 0-2. Johnson came into yesterday's game on a tear. Was leading the team in batting average. He hit .375 over the past week. Did have an 0-for-2 day at the plate, though. Was hit by a pitch. Here's the 0-2 pitch to him. Runner goes. Johnson swings and sends it foul over the netting behind home plate. Count will stay 0-2 with 2 outs. Bogenpole will lumber back to first base. The first baseman, Camacho, still holding him on. Be interested to see how much of a lead Bogenpole will take. Landman seems only focused on retiring Johnson. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and cracked in the air towards left field. Can of corn for Miura, who comes in a couple steps and makes the catch up at his shoulder. A very productive first inning for the Cotuit Kettleers. They are up 2-0. We'll head to the bottom of the first. The Harbor Hawks coming up to bat for the first time.
The Kettleers 50-50 raffle is brought to you by 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference. Get your 50-50 raffle tickets now.
From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot at Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing, where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
The Kettleers are sponsored by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers. Bottom of the first, the Harbor Hawks will step up to bat for the first time today.
Matthew Mura leads off for them, playing left field. Then it's Ryan McKay at second, had 3 hits yesterday. Jackson Willits batting third. And Stone Lawless, Gabe Camacho, Ray Velasquez 4 through 6. Andrew Williamson, Jason Walk, and Charlie Bates batting 7 through 9. And the defense for the Kettleers playing against them. Camden Johnson out in left field after a lot of time at third. Dean West making his first start in center field for Cotuit. Andrew Wiggins, his first start in right field. And then it's Farber, Matthews, Advincula, Sasaki, left to right across the diamond. French catching for Peyton Menka.
Menka up on the mound. A left-handed hurler. Sporting a 1.29 ERA this season through 7 innings of work. Very calm stance up on the mound. The first pitch to Miura, cracked on the ground towards third base. Farber gets it about a step away from the bag, throws across the diamond to Sasaki in time to retire Miura.
The second baseman from Michigan State,
5-3 on the putout. Menka only needed 1 pitch to get his first out. And up will step Ryan McKay, a left-handed hitter for Hyannis. McKay on the season hitting .390. 16 hits and 41 at-bats. 3 of those are doubles. Still searching for anything more than that. McKay 5'10". Staring down Menka. Menka set. Here's the pitch. Just a bit outside. It's a first pitch ball to McKay. Ryan McKay had himself a day yesterday. Went 3 for 4 for Hyannis in their tie against Harwich. The pitch. Swing and a miss.
And you don't get a lot of that swing and miss from McKay. He only struck out 14 times in 189 at-bats this season at Michigan State.
Menka, with his left arm dangling by his side, he starts his windup looking straight at home plate. The pitch swung in and popped up foul onto the grassy berm behind the Hyannis third base dugout. So when Menka is waiting to get his sign, he stands, I think you could call it perpendicular to home plate. Full torso showing to both the batter and the catcher. And then when he has it, puts his hand in his brown glove, then comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs. A point from the catcher French indicates that's where he wanted that pitch on McKay. Count is now 2-2. Menka on the mound. Fastball, changeup, slider, and curve. His pitch repertoire. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball just a bit upstairs. Count now runs full. Cotuit infield shaded to their lefts ever so slightly. Advincula, the second baseman, playing deep in the pocket. Heels on the outfield grass. Payoff pitch from Menka. Swung on and chopped foul back to the backstop. It'll kick off the brick. And a ball kid for Hyannis will run out and get it. Menka grabs the rosin bag behind the mound, dries off his hand behind his neck, and now he's ready back up on the slab. Standing about middle of the rubber. Here's the 3-2. Ripped in the air on a line towards right field. Wiggins measures. He only needed to take about 2 steps back to make that catch. Perfect placement. Wiggins did his scouting on where that ball was going to go. Quickly 2 up, 2 down. Up will step Jackson Willits. Willits on the season leads the Harbor Hawks with 12 walks. He's 7 for 24. Only has 5 strikeouts. You love to try to keep your walks and strikeouts as close as you can together, but Willits, just great plate discipline. The first pitch from Menka looked to be that curveball or slider in and at the shins of Willits. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Cotuit up 2-0 over the Harbor Hawks here in the bottom of the first inning. Fans continuing to fill in. 1-0 pitch. Belted high in the air towards left field. Johnson back. He's out of room, and that ball's into the trees. A 2-out solo shot from Jackson Willits cuts the Cotuit 2-run lead in half.
I was going to mention, that's a short left field out there. 320 to the corner, only 379 to dead center, so that one might have only had to get 340, 350 off the bat to get out and had a little more carry to it. Jackson Willits, just a guy you can't miss to.
A short porch in left field here at McKeon Park. Center field looks to be a lot deeper of a curve, you could say. A lot, maybe call the outfield more like the St. Louis Arch instead of a typical curve. First pitch swinging, and fouling it away is Stone Lawless. Lawless, like we've mentioned, just an incredible baseball name. 6'2", 219 out of Franklin, Tennessee. Just wrapped up his year as a Tennessee Volunteer. Here's the 0-1 from Menka. Swing and a miss on a ball that was low and away. Cotuit 2, Hyannis 1. Peyton Menka up on the mound, staring down Stone Lawless. Looking to end the inning here on an 0-2 count. The pitch upstairs at the Hyannis lettering on the white jersey of Stone Lawless. He'll take a step outside the right-handed batter's box. Deep breath, now he'll dig back in. White batting gloves gripping the black handle of his bat. Menka, a deep breath of his own up on the mound. Glove up, and now here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt. Count will even at 2-2. Farber pacing around at third base. Avincula at second, pinched more towards the second base bag. Shortstop Matthews halfway between second and third. Here's the 2-2. Swung and popped up a mile high in foul ground. Giving chase is Farber. He's going towards the dugout, and he'll make the catch 2 steps from Hyannis' third base dugout. A foul out will end the inning. Menka able to work around a solo shot from Willits. When we return, it will be the top of the second. Matthews, Sasaki, and French do up for Cotuit.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Top of 2 here at McKeon Park, nestled behind the St. John Paul School. An enclave of green trees lining the outfield, some orange flowers in straightaway center. Really picturesque ballpark. Cotuit holding on to a 2-1 lead. The Cats scored 2 in the top of the first. Hyannis responded with 1 in the bottom of the first. Due up for the Kettleers, Luke Matthews, Rintaro Sasaki, and Anderson French. And Connor, if there's anything we've seen the past couple of games, it's Cotuit gets on opponents early, especially the first 3 innings.
I think so. They scored 2 in the first, 4th in the second yesterday, which really set the tone for that big win against YD. And I think that's how they get their wins. They scored 1 against Brewster in the top half of that one. Unfortunately, that game didn't quite go their way, but it was close throughout, and they scored early against Bourne as well. Their second to last victory, scored 6 in the first 2, and that's all they needed for that game. So early scoring yields positive returns for Cotuit.
Landman 6'4", the lefty on the bump. A first pitch. A strike to Luke Matthews, right down the chute. Matthews played in his first game for Cotuit yesterday. The righty staring down Landman. The 0-1, low and away. Matthews on the first pitch he saw in a Kettleers uniform, laced a triple. A beautiful shot out towards left center field, just split the gap and rolled to the wall. Matthews has speed. Here's the 1-1. Matthews takes a strike on the lower outside part of the strike zone. A breaking ball from Landman. Landman saw the first 2 Kettleers he faced on base. Vincula via a single, West via a walk. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's a drop third strike. The catcher Lawless picks it up and throws down to first. Matthews retired via a punch-out. That's the first of the day from Brett Landman, who came into this game with 8 in 6 innings. Up will step the 8-hole hitter, Rintaro Sasaki. The power left-handed hitter out of Hanamaki, Japan. Plays his college ball at Stanford. Looking to harness some of the pop he had in high school. He is the high school home run king in Japan. Has won this season for Cotuit. The first pitch to him. Sasaki takes nearly eye level on that fastball from Landman. Landman with blue sleeves poking out from underneath his jersey, blue socks visible above his ankles. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch low in the zone from Sasaki. Count will even at 1-1. Unorthodox shift in the infield. The second baseman, McKay, is playing, you could call it shallow right. Here's the 1-1. Sasaki takes a bit low, 2-1. The shortstop, Willits, is playing behind and to the right of second base, looking from home plate. And the third baseman, Velasquez, halfway between second and third. The 2-1. Swing and a miss from Sasaki. Another pitch low in the zone. Outfield shaded to their left so well, expecting the left-handed hitting Sasaki to pull. That's where his double and his home run went, out to right field. The 2-2. Sasaki takes the count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cotuit up on Hyannis 2-1 here in the top of the second. Wind still whipping out to straightaway center field. The pitch. Swing and a miss from Sasaki. Pitch was low and away. Just went fishing for it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Brett Landman. A much better start to this second inning than his first inning.
It's almost like you're looking like his freshman year next to his sophomore year. Same amount of innings, but his ERA jumped almost 3 ticks. And you kind of see that dichotomy between the control he's shown in this inning compared to how he struggled in the first.
Anderson French, the 9-hole hitter. Lefty. Takes a first pitch ball up and away from Landman. French on the season, 5 for 27, does have an RBI. He's been walked 6 times to 7 strikeouts. The 1-0 pitch to French. Swung on and popped up high towards center field. It's right center field, and it's sinking fast, but coming in and making the catch almost basket style like Willie Mays is Andrew Williamson, the right fielder for Hyannis. That will end the threat. A 1-2-3 inning worked by Brett Landman. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Cotuit still up 2-1 over the Harbor Hawks on the Ketts Digital Network.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. Improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Bottom of the second here at McKeon Park in this matchup between the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and the Cotuit Kettleers. Kettleers up 2-1 over Hyannis. Due up for the Hawks this inning, it will be 5, 6, and 7. Camacho, Velasquez, and Williamson. Lefty, righty, lefty. Taking on Peyton Manka up on the mound, the left-handed hurler who just wrapped up his year at Florida State. Manka, sidelined for 2 years after getting Tommy John surgery, was eager to get back up on the mound and had a solid season with the Seminoles. He stares down the lefty Camacho, the first pitch to him. Camacho takes a belt-high breaking ball inside part of the zone for strike one. Camacho has one triple on the season. That's the only triple hit by the Harbor Hawks. Manka peering over his brown glove. The pitch ripped in the air down the right field line and fair. It will trickle into the glove of Wiggins. Staying put at first is Camacho. It's a leadoff single.
An odd swing, too. He almost got caught waving on one out of the zone, but flared it off the end of the bat pull side and was able to get himself a knock.
Ray Velasquez up for the Harbor Hawks. Yesterday had an 0-for. Went 0 for 4 against Harwich. Looking to break into the hitting department today. Blue and orange gloves gripping the handle of his bat. Manka delivers. A first pitch strike to Velasquez. With a runner on first, Manka no longer puts his entire torso towards home plate when getting the sign. Instead, he's faced towards first base. He shakes a couple signs from French, now has one he likes. Manka staring down. The runner at first, Camacho, a pickoff attempt over there. Sasaki applies the tag, and it's in time. That's how you take care of trouble on the base pass. Peyton Manka does it himself.
Great pickoff move. It looked like he was into his windup for a second, but just slyly tossed it over to first, and Sasaki was there right in time for a great tag, and Camacho didn't even have that big of a lead. It's just really good baseball.
Now no one on with one out. The 0-1 pitch just misses upstairs on Velasquez. Ray Velasquez, 6'1", 212, out of Lowell, Massachusetts. Wonder if he knows that the Ketts play at Lowell Park. 1-1, 1 out. The pitch low and away, brushing the dirt before it hits French's glove. Infield straight away, same as the outfield. Playing a bit deeper. Manka has his sign. 2-1. Velasquez takes. He thought about biting. It was a strike on the lower outside part of the zone. Another beautiful breaking ball from Manka. Wipes some sweat off of his nose on his right shoulder. Takes a deep breath. 2-2, 1 away. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs. Velasquez did not bite. Count has now run full. West out in center field, just looking around surveying. This is his first look in center for the Kettleers. Standing right behind Peyton Manka. Wind continuing to whip in his direction. Payoff pitch. Belted high in the air, blowing out towards right field. Wiggins back, continuing to go back, and will make the catch. He had it measured pretty much off the bat, but the wind continued to push it. Wiggins made that catch about 3 or 4 steps from the fence with all the advertisements hanging on it. Now 2 away. Up will step Andrew Williamson. Williamson leads the Harbor Hawks in runs scored, tied for the team lead with 2 home runs. The lefty has a bit of a shorter porch to deal with in right field. The first pitch he takes, it was at the letters of the white jersey. 1 ball, no strikes. Cotuit still up 2-1 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Williamson windmilling his bat in the left-handed batter's box. Manka now set. The windmilling stops. Here's the pitch. Williamson takes again. That one's a strike. 1-1 the count. Kettleers infield shaded to their lefts, expecting Williamson to pull. Sasaki hugging the first base line. He's a couple steps off of it. Here's the 1-1. Swung and popped up. It's slicing towards the left field line. Giving chase is Johnson. He's camping, and he'll make the catch up above his head about 5 feet from the chalk in left field. It's a 1-2-3 inning worked by Peyton Manka, aiding himself with a pickoff attempt. We'll head to the top of the third. Kettleers still up over the Hawks, 2-1.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
That's at the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Top of 3, it will be 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Kettleers. Jaron Avincula, Dean West, and Ryan Farber. Landman still out on the bump. He's adjusting his red, white, and blue hat. All the Cape League teams with themed 4th of July hats. Tricolor, red brims, white front panel, deep navy back panels, and it's their typical logo, but Americana. Here's the first pitch to Avincula. He takes in and at the knees. Avincula is 1 for 1 today. He singled in the first, came around to score on a pitch in the dirt that shot back to the backstop. Landman peering over his off-white glove. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and ripped into right field. Down the line, and it will trickle towards the wall. Avincula chugging for 2. The throw to second. Not in time. Avincula safe with a head-first slide.
And that's exactly what he does. Shoot one to the corner and just leg it out. That's the Jaron Avincula way. Using his speed to his full advantage. That's the second double we've seen from him this summer, each of them legged out.
Avincula now 2 for 2. He's in scoring position for Dean West. The skipper for Hyannis, Mitch Carricker, is coming out to talk things over with the third base umpire, Glenn Stewart, about the call at second base. It was a bang-bang play, but Avincula looking like Superman with that head-first slide, able to reach second base safely and in time. 1 on, no one out. Ket's up 2-1 here in the top of the third. Dean West, who reached via a walk in the first inning, now up to bat. West staring down Landman. It will be a lefty-lefty matchup. Landman checks the runner. The pitch. Low and perhaps a bit inside on West. 1 ball, no strikes. Landman, the lefty, reaches way back when he breaks from the glove on his delivery and brings his left arm up above his shoulder. Limber body of Landman. He's a tall presence out there on the mound. Here's the pitch. Swung on and ripped towards right field. Coming into play is Williamson. He'll make the catch. Advincula won't tag and break for third. A line out to right field for West keeps Advincula at second. And up will step Ryan Farber, who had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning to advance both West and Advincula into scoring position. Farber again will be hitting from the right side of the plate, adjusting his black batting helmet with his white batting glove. Bat resting on his back shoulder. He's rocking in the right-handed batter's box. Landman checks Advincula, delivers. Advincula goes. Throw down to third. In time to get Advincula. The tag was applied on his shoulder on the head-first slide. And Advincula gives a look over to the Hyannis dugout as he runs across to the first base dugout. Now 2 away. Advincula has the most stolen bases on the Kettleers. He has also been caught stealing the most times. High risk, high reward when Advincula's out on the base paths. 0-1 the count to Farber. Here's the pitch. Farber takes. It was in the dirt. Lawless able to be a good backstop. With the first name Stone, you have to be. Big gap up the middle. No one holding on. Advincula on second base now. Here's the pitch from Landman. Farber takes again. Caught the corner of the strike zone, 1-2. Center fielder Jackson Walk is taking a couple paces to his left, where he'll camp out. About 10 feet to our right of the 379 sign in dead center. Here's the pitch. Farber sends it up the middle. On one hop, McKay plays it. Down on his knees, will stand up and make the throw to first in time to retire Farber. Bit of an unorthodox 1-2-3 inning worked by Landman. Kettleers still up 2-1. We'll head to the bottom of the third. This is Cape League Baseball on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Bottom of the third. It's a beautiful night here in Hyannis. Moisture is holding off. Some high clouds in the sky. Not really dark, so call it a light gray sky. And when you look out towards right center field, there's pockets of blue sky with white clouds. Hoping for some good weather to blow in these upcoming days. It's almost 4th of July. We don't want our parade to get rained out, do we?
No, we don't. Got one in order before the game in Falmouth, back in Cotuit before the team takes the trip out there, as we do as well.
So if you're in Cotuit and you want to see Connor and I throw you a T-shirt for the 4th of July parade, I think is it on Main Street?
I think so.
Line your lawn chairs along Main Street and wait till you see the Kettleers interns marching through. We're still fighting to get on a bus or some wheels. Manka's first pitch at the knees of Jason Walk. It will be 8-9-1 due up for the Harbor Hawks. Walk, Bates, and then Matthew Miura will step up for the second time today. The 0-1 from Manka, low and away. Yesterday, Jason Walk went 1 for 5 in Hyannis' game. He was the leadoff man in that tie. Scored a run, had 2 strikeouts. That pitch is blasted foul. It was a real ground burner. Stayed in the grass down that first base line. Count goes to 1-2. Manka in the first inning only threw 15 pitches. Only needed 11 to register 3 outs in the bottom of the second. Count is 1-2 on Walk. The pitch swung on left side. Backhanded by the shortstop, Matthews. He'll hold on to it. Couldn't make the throw in time. Or just when he looked up, he saw that Walk was already near first base, so just decided to eat the throw.
And it's a smart play. You're pretty deep in the hole, and Walk was already well down the first base line, so you don't want to risk making a tough throw over there and a potential error to move the runner over to second.
Sasaki is holding Walk close at first base, who's taken about a 3.5 stride lead. Up is the lefty Bates, a pickoff attempt to first. Not in time. Sasaki applies the tag anyway. Bates, the designated hitter today for Hyannis, standing at 6 foot flat, 190, bouncing his all-natural wooden color bat on his shoulder. Another pickoff to first, not in time. Walk back safely with a head-first slide. Bates yesterday 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts in Hyannis' matchup. Wide stance in the batter's box, slightly open. Manka with a breath, now the pitch. Runner goes, throw from French down to second, on a line, and in time. Jason Walk caught stealing, and you can thank Anderson French for just that seed down to second base.
I was going to say, how about the pop time from French up out of his crouch so quickly to fire that one down to second, and Walk got a nice jump on that run, so for French to even make it close was impressive.
1-0. Bit of an excuse me swing from Charlie Bates on that pitch that was low and away. Count now even at 1-1 here with 1 out. Cotuit still holding on to their 2-1 lead over the Harbor Hawks, the bottom of the third. Manka, glove up to his chest, now delivers. A strike all the way, down the chute, up in the count 1-2. Manka has the glove down by his belt, then will quickly bring it up to his chin, drop it a little bit before delivering the pitch. Very quick movements up on the mound. He shakes a couple pitches from French, now has his sign. The pitch, off speed, stayed tall in the zone. Count now even at 2-2. Ket's infield, preparing for the left-handed hitting Bates to pull. Avinkia playing deep in the hole at second. Sasaki near the first base line. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, it's a soft pop-up towards Farber. He'll take a couple steps into the grass in the outfield and make the catch, straddling the foul line. 2 away here. Up will step Matthew Miura with 2 outs.
The left fielder from Hawaii, number 8.
Miura 0 for 1 today. He was the leadoff man for the Harbor Hawks, and he grounded out to Farber to start this game. Miura yesterday 2 for 4, had an RBI. 1 of 2 RBIs for Hyannis. His 10 RBIs lead the team. Ripped on the ground left side, past the glove of Matthews and into left field. Johnson will run in and play it, keeping Miura at first. The first hit of the day for Miura, and now a runner on with 2 outs. And up will step Ryan McKay, who is swinging a dangerous stick for Hyannis. Draws on the dirt behind the batter's box with the tip of his black bat. Will take a practice swing, fix his batting helmet, adjust his jersey, and now dig in. Manka on the mound, left arm dangling by his side. Deep breath, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. McKay flew out to right field, his first plate appearance of the day. The man on deck, Jackson Willits, a solo shot. That's the Hawks' only run. Here's the 0-1. Soft shot up the middle. Coming into plate is Matthews. He'll make the throw over to first in time to retire McKay. Manka again working out of some trouble. That one with the help of Anderson French, who caught walk stealing. We'll head to the top of the fourth. Cotuit still up 2-1. This is Cape League Baseball on Cape League TV.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Top of the fourth here at McKeon Park. Cotuit up 2-1 over the Harbor Hawks. We were talking about 4th of July coming up. Well, we can tell you for certain now. The parade will be on Main Street starting at 11. In Cotuit, and it's sponsored by the Cotuit-Santuit Civic Association. So come out, get yourself a t-shirt, have some fun on the 4th. Connor and I will be there, same with all the Kettleers interns. And leading off this inning, Caden Bogenpole, boy, has he just been phenomenal in college.
Certainly has been. In the 2 years he's played at Missouri State, he's been the class of the conference he plays in. Around a .290 batting average, giving you about 15 to 20 homers a season. He had 20 as a freshman, not to mention stealing high single digits for bags. 8 stolen bases this year, 7 as a freshman.
The first pitch to Bogenpole. He takes a strike. A bit low and at the knees of the tall 6'6" Bogenpole. Had a home run to dead center at Lowell Park yesterday. That would clear the 379 center field wall here. Swung and popped up a mile high in foul ground. Giving chase is the third baseman, Velasquez, who will make a basket-style catch right near the gravel, lining the field. It's a foul out to third base for Bogenpole. That's how he's retired. Up will step Andrew Wiggins. On deck, Camden Johnson. This middle third of Cotuit's lineup.
It's the first time we've seen Bogenpole make an out in the field as well. Only seen him strike out and walk 3 times and homer.
I mean, and it was a foul out, so Bogenpole yet to get out in the field of play, you could call it. First pitch to Wiggins, swing and a miss. He was on top of that pitch from Landman. No balls, 1 strike, 1 away. Top of the fourth, Cotuit up 2-1. Landman with a deep breath. Here's the 0-1 to Wiggins. Wiggins takes a strike at the knees, count 0-2. Landman has looked more comfortable as this game has gone on. He needed 26 pitches to get through the first. 12 in the second, 8 in the third. The 0-2 spiked in the dirt, a 1 hopper to Lawless. It bounces off his chest protector. 1 ball and 2 strikes. First baseman Camacho playing back. Heels in the outfield grass. The lefty Wiggins ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Again on top of the pitch. It was fouled into the mitt of Lawless. 2 away, and up will step Camden Johnson, looking to help the Kettleers avoid their 3rd straight 3-up, 3-down inning.
And we talked about how Landman has really buckled down since that first inning. He went 1-2-3, and then 1-2-3 the hard way. They got Vincula stealing third off the double. Now he's already retired the first 2 here in the 4th.
Johnson takes a deep breath. Taps home plate twice, does a windmill with his bat, and now he's ready. The first pitch to him, swung on and swiped foul, slicing into the trees up above the fence. Call it above Hyannis' bullpen. It's on the field of play. down the left field line. Count is 0-1 on Johnson. Johnson today, he's 0 for 1. Flew out to left field to end the first inning. Here's the 0-1. Swung and ripped back up the middle, and it pops out of the glove of Landman. It was on a line right back to the pitcher. It went straight into Landman's glove, and then it just popped out.
Thought he had that one for a second. We saw a similar play yesterday, a hard hit line drive straight into the pitcher's glove. This time not quite caught. I think this is probably an error on the pitcher.
Pitching coach for Hyannis, Blaze Martinez, he's running out there with a smile on his face to check on Landman, who is all smiles himself. That ball was hit on a frozen rope right back to Landman. They're calling it a single. I mean, it would have needed to take Landman a spectacular effort to make a catch on that ball that was rocketed right back at him. Here's the first pitch. Swinging is Matthews, and he shoots it in to the right center gap. Playing it on a hop is Walk. Heading to third is Johnson. He's in there without a slide. Throw goes to second. Matthews stays put at first. And again, Matthews just continuing to attack the first pitch he sees.
He's been really aggressive so far with Cotuit. That's how he attacked on that triple we saw him hit yesterday. That's how we saw him attack on that single backside we just saw. And how about Camden Johnson going first to third, just there in a blur? One of the fastest players on this roster. It's really a strong tool for him.
Brett Landman worked 2 quick outs. Looked well on his way to get the third, just couldn't hang on to that line drive by Johnson. And near instantaneously, Cotuit has 2 on with 2 out. Runners are on the corners. Up to bat is Rentaro Sasaki. First pitch to him, low and away. Sasaki is 0 for 1 today. He struck out swinging in the second. Just couldn't time up one of Landman's pitches. Cotuit still up 2-1 here, top of the 4th. Second base is open. Runner goes. The pitch. There won't be a throw down to second. Luke Matthews in with a slide. Didn't even need to, as there was no throw down to second. So now the Kettleers have 2 in scoring position with 2 outs. The big bat of Rentaro Sasaki at the plate. He digs his left foot into the dirt back of the batter's box. Torpedo bat bouncing on his back shoulder. The 2-0 pitch. Chopper towards first base. Fielding it on a couple hops is Camacho, and he'll toss to a covering Landman in time to retire Sasaki. Cotuit, 2 hits in the inning, but they strand both runners. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. The Kettleers still up 2-1 on Cape League TV and the Ketts Digital Network.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
We're through, well, we're in the middle of the 4th, almost through 4 here at McKeon Park. It was an impressive first inning from both squads. Cotuit scored 2 in the top of the frame. Hyannis answered with a solo shot from Jackson Willits, and since then, a whole lot of zeros on the scoreboard. Score is still 2-1. And coming up to bat is Jackson Willits. The solo shot that he had was just absolutely blasted to left field.
Hit it into the sky, and you could tell that one was gone off the bat. Willits has plus power in the batter's box as a shortstop, too. He's a very toolsy player out of Oklahoma, and it's one of the better bats so far in the Cape League.
Manka remains on the bump for the Kets. The first pitch, low and away to Willits. Willits, 6 foot flat, 206. Out of Chickasha, Oklahoma. Just wrapped up his year as a Sooner, playing for OU. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and popped up high out towards left field. It's flying far. Johnson camping out in front of the wall, and he'll make the catch a couple of steps in front of the left field fence. A high and deep fly out for Jackson Willits. 1 away.
It was a similar swing to the home run. This time he just got under the ball a little bit more, and it still made its way all the way to the left field fence.
Up will step Stone Lawless. You almost need to say it with a bit of a drawl. Stone Lawless. It's like he's a sheriff in a Western. The first pitch to him, swing and a miss. Lawless fouled out his first time up tonight. Count is 0-1 on him. 1 out here. Kets up 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Manka delivers. Same pitch low and away. Didn't get a swing from Lawless. Count even at 1-1. Advincula shaded more towards second base. Lawless, a right-handed hitter. Kets are preparing for him to pull. Farber, a couple steps towards the line. Breaking ball pitch from Manka stays up. Couldn't quite get it to break in the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Lawless steps out of the batter's box, takes a breath to recalibrate, swings his bat. Now he's ready. Manka standing like Michael Myers on the mound. Now he's ready. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on. It's a soft shot into right field. Coming into plate is Wiggins. He dives. Hat fell off, and he made the catch. Andrew Wiggins, a tip of the cap to the right fielder who broke in on that baseball and didn't stop hustling, laid out to make the catch.
Wasted no time, saw that ball crack off the bat of Lawless, and he was in hot pursuit out there in right field, made a spectacular diving grab, and it was a bang-bang play. If he dove on that maybe a half second later, it would have skipped off his glove, but that was perfect timing from Wiggins.
2 away here, bottom of the fourth. The first pitch to Gabe Camacho is a ball. Camacho is 1 for 1 today. He singled to right field his first plate appearance, but then Manka picked him off immediately after. The 1-0 is ripped on the ground, right side past Advincula and into right field. Camacho today 2 for 2 now, pair of singles to his name. We'll see if Manka can get him with yet another pickoff attempt as up will step Ray Velasquez, the 6-hole hitter, who is 0 for 1 today. Manka now standing with his torso facing first base. A great look at Camacho, who has a much shorter lead now at first. The first pitch to Velasquez, a strike. Hand high, off-speed pitch. Didn't quite have the zip of the fastball. Velasquez will take a breather outside of the plate, tap the bat, and now he's ready. No balls, a strike. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, eye level. Sasaki is keeping Camacho close at first, but after the pickoff attempt and got out Camacho in the second, that's remaining in your head enough to deter a large lead. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a pitch low in the dirt. Manka looking to retire the side here. No strikeouts yet for Manka on the day, but he's been getting that soft contact. Glove set at the belt. A deep breath from Manka. The 1-2. Just a bit outside. A good spear from French going across his body to snag that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth. Cotuit up 2-1 over the Harbor Hawks. Manka with a deep breath. Glove now at his belt. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. Manka freezes Velasquez on a breaking ball. First strikeout thrown by Manka today. That ends the 4th inning. We'll head to the top of the 5th Ket's up 2-1. Due up, French, Advincula, and West on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Back here, top of the fifth, Cotuit holding on to a 2-1 lead over the host Harbor Hawks. In this Western Division matchup, Cotuit looking to avenge a 3-1 loss that the Harbor Hawks gave the Kettleers at Lowell Park just about a week and a half ago. There's a new pitcher out on the bump for the Harbor Hawks, another lefty, this one Hunter Dietz.
And Dietz has had an interesting college career. He came out of Calvary Christian High School in Clearwater as the number 51 prospect in the nation in 2023 by perfect game. Came into Arkansas and threw 2 scoreless outings and then suffered a season-ending injury, kind of snake-bitten by that, and carried over to his sophomore year. And you're looking towards your 3rd season of college ball, and you've only thrown an inning and 2/3. So Dietz really looking for some work out here in Cape.
Now, this will be his first appearance for the Harbor Hawks as well. Hyannis deciding to go lefty-lefty, starting pitcher and a relief pitcher both being left-handed. The Kettleers hitting .253 against left-handed pitchers, only .207 against righties. So looking to tee off some more on some southpaws on the bump for Hyannis. It will be French, Advincula, and West this inning. The first pitch to French. Called strike, found the inside part of the zone at the thighs of French, who is 0 for 1 today. Flew out to right field in his first plate appearance. That ended the 2nd inning. Here's the 0-1. French takes again, that one a bit outside. French has been in and out of this Cotuit lineup, not by choice, but because there's a lot of catchers for the Kettleers. The 1-1 is ripped up the middle. One hopper past the glove of McKay. He couldn't get a grip on it. It skirts out into right field. Throwing on the brakes at first base is Anderson French.
Second baseman.
That was a hot shot off the bat of French. Scoreboard at McKeon Park shows a hit, waiting for the official ruling from the Cape League scorers. Up steps Jaron Advincula now with a runner on first. No outs. Cotuit leading 2-1 over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. New pitcher on the mound, Dietz. Reddish glove set at his belt. Takes a deep breath, the kick and the pitch. It's a strike to Advincula, a fastball down the heart of the plate. Colin French's hit a single. Make it 5 hits on the day for the Kettleers. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss from Advincula. Tried to swing up on that pitch. Couldn't get a piece of it. Advincula today, he is 2 for 2. A single and a double. Down in this count, 0-2. Hunter Dietz ready. The lefty delivers. Fastball high and away for ball 1. Dean West is on deck. He's 0 for 1, but does have a walk. He came around to score as well. 1 on, no out. Advincula with a deep crouch. Here's the 1-2. Chopper up the middle, gloved by Dietz. Throw to second. Another one hopper. Now the relay to first is not in time. It was quick enough to get French out at first, but the one-hop throw to second base didn't allow for a quick transfer from Willits, who was covering. So Advincula is safe on that 1-5 ground out. Still just 1 on, now 1 out. Cotuit with a 1-run lead. Dean West is up, who has had a stellar start to his Cotuit career. Pickoff attempt over to first. It draws Camacho off the bag. It was a very lackadaisical throw from Dietz over to first. Avincula has been caught stealing once today. Still just with 9 stolen bases on the season. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there, strike 1 to Dean West. The first baseman, Camacho, is holding Avincula close, but he's battling the sun. He's holding his hand up to block out any glare. Sun setting here at McKeon Park. The pitch. West takes another strike, that one at the Cotuit lettering across his maroon jersey. West resets, adjusts his black batting helmet. Count is 0-2 on him. Avincula with a 2-stride lead at first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss from West. Couldn't time up that fastball from Hunter Dietz. It's Dietz's first strikeout of his young outing.
The third baseman from
Up will
Texas
step
State,
Ryan
number
Farber with 2 away.
Ryan Farber.
Farber, a sacrifice bunt and a ground out today. He's 0 for 1. Looking to extend this inning. Cotuit yet to get on the scoreboard after scoring 2 in the top of the first. First pitch to Farber. Back pick down to first, not in time. Avincula's back standing. It was a first pitch ball to Farber. Even though Avincula doesn't steal, he takes a large secondary lead, so the catcher Lawless saw that, tried to take advantage. Avincula still 3 strides off first. The 1-0. Inside, count now 2-0 on Ryan Farber. Farber had himself a day yesterday. He went 3 for 4. Was also hit by a pitch. Tacked on 3 RBIs. He now is tied for the team lead with 5 RBIs. The 2-0 is socked high in the air towards left field. Miura has it measured. Will come in 2 steps and make the catch. Cotuit still up 2-1 over Hyannis. And before we take a break, we'll kick it to the third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore.
Chris and Connor, if you could see the crowd here in Hyannis tonight, you'd spot a sea of maroon jerseys with the number 47 on the back. That's the Peyton Manka fan club. His mom Amanda, Grandpa John, and family from all over Massachusetts here to cheer on the lefty out of Florida State. Coming out of his 4th inning of work, Manka's path to the mound is nothing short of inspiring. He ended his senior year of high school with Tommy John surgery, delaying his college debut until this past spring at FSU. The rising redshirt sophomore logged 23 innings, 24 strikeouts, and a 6.56 ERA. Given the way he's throwing tonight, you'd never guess the road he's traveled to get back on the bump. More from the Kettleers defense after this break. You're listening on Cape League TV.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The Kettleers top of the order is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
The right fielder from
It's the bottom half of the 5th inning. I'm Connor Shue, taking over play-by-play from Chris Albright, joined by the third member of our crew, Brooke Kilgore, the sideline reporter, and our producer and director, Sorka Lewis and Riley Lewis. Peyton Manka retakes the mound in inning number 5. Again, it's a 2-1 ball game. Kettleers up. Manka's first pitch tagged foul up over the netting. Behind Andrew Williamson, the left-handed swinging right fielder. Taking his second at-bat of the game, he flew out to left his first time. He's followed by Jason Walk and Charlie Bates. Manka steps, kicks, delivers. A chopped pitch fell. Quickly an 0-2 count. Manka, through 4 innings of 1-run ball, allowed 5 hits. Hasn't issued a single walk, and he's struck out a batter. Got Ray Velasquez looking to end the bottom of the 4th. He's into his motion. Here comes the 0-2. High fastball at the eyes of Andrew Williamson. Makes it a 1-ball, 2-strike count. No one on, no outs here in the bottom half of the 5th. Infield, a slight shift off to the right side. Jaron Advincula playing in the outfield. Manka, middle of the rubber, fires a cut and a miss. Went fishing, chopped at that breaking pitch down in the dirt. Nice curveball from Peyton Manka.
His second strikeout of the day, and those are back-to-back, extending into the last frame. Manka really finding his groove now.
Manka, only 2 earned runs allowed. Now through over 11 innings of work this summer. The Florida State lefty has impressed. Now he's got the right-handed swinging Jason Walk, who clubs it foul behind the netting. Ball kid comes out to get that one and tosses it over to the Hyannis ball kid. So some nice sportsmanship being shown over there. Gotta love that.
Always nice to see.
Manka has 0-1. Swing and a miss, a sword out of Jason Walk. 0-2, a weak swing. Walk, the switch hitting center fielder from Oklahoma. Singled and got caught stealing. The 0-2 pitch, just a touch inside. 1-2. 1 down, no one on base. 2 runs to 1, Cotuit leads in the bottom half of the 5th. Manka steps, deals just below the zone. The glove point of approval from Anderson French after a nice spot from Manka. Just no offer from Walk. He was 1 for 5 last night against Harwich. Struck out twice, scored a run. Here comes the 2-2. Inside, called strike 3. Back-to-back-to-back strikeouts by Peyton Manka.
He's rolling right now. He's finding what's working, and he's continuing to throw it. He's gotten better as this evening has gone on, and he's remained consistent. He hasn't had to throw more than 15 pitches in an inning so far.
Dealing efficiently, he's at 60 pitches. Already into his motion to Charlie Bates, a low pitch, no offer, 1-0. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. 5 hits for each team, 2 runs to 1. Cotuit has the lead, looking for their first win streak of the season. The 1-0 pitch drops in just below the knees of Bates. He's got a pop-up to third base. His only time up today. Hitting in the 9-hole. If he's to reach, he'll bring up Matthew Miura, the leadoff hitter. Here comes the 2-0. In there, a strike right over the middle. Manka, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts. 3 straight dating back to last frame. Here comes the 2-1. That's tabbed foul over the left side netting. Sun just barely peeking through the clouds behind the stadium and onto home plate. Lights turning on here at McKeon Field. Manka into his motion. 2-2, swing and a miss. Strikes out the side to get through 5 complete. Peyton Manka keeps this a 2-1 ball game. Cotuit up on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks here on Cape League TV.
The Kettleers Interns and the very popular T-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Thea Herodis, Meyer, and Sarapak are the Cape's leading experts in oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery.
Hunter Dietz out for his second inning of work out of the Hyannis bullpen. It's the top half of the sixth inning. Due up for the Kettleers, Caden Bogenpole, Andrew Wiggins, Camden Johnson, 4, 5, and 6 in the Ketts order. Lefty, lefty, lefty to face off against the southpaw Dietz, who struck out one and allowed one hit in his first inning of relief of Brett Landman.
He did solid. He was able to work around some trouble initially, gave up a leadoff single to French, but then was able to get Avincula to ground one right back to him, able to get the out at second, and then struck out Dean West, got Farber on a flyout, so able to settle in, just shake off those jitters. This is his first start of this summer, first start in a Harbor Hawks uniform, so just take some deep breaths if you're a Dietz, and then the baseball that you've played all your life will start to just flow.
And it's his first appearance of the summer. He has the ability to touch high 90s, hit 98 a couple times this season in the 2/3 of innings he pitched with Arkansas. He is on the radar as a 2026 draft prospect, despite the lack of time pitching at the college level. Here comes his first offer to Caden Bogenpole, a strike on the bottom left corner. Has an electric arsenal, just hasn't had the opportunity to show it off as that pitch is outside, 1-1. He came into college as nearly a top 50 prospect, number 51, and one of the best lefties in the nation, number 2. Here comes his 1-1 pitch. High at the eyes of Bogenpole, a cutter. 2-1 count to Caden Bogenpole. Hunter Dietz, the quick working lefty, steps, kicks, delivers. That's chopped foul over the press box. 2-2.
Works a lot quicker than Landman. Landman will take a pause and he worked the pitch clock down to single digits. Dietz is ready and rearing.
Caden Bogenpole, 3 walks and a homer in his first 2 games and counting so far. High curveball, just lost the handle, went over the head of his backstop Stone Lawless and hit the backstop. It's 3-2. Full count for Dietz against Bogenpole. The first matchup of this top half of the 6th inning. It's 2-1 Cotuit. Here's the pitch. Outside Caden Bogenpole, another walk, already his 4th of the summer in 8 plate appearances.
He worked 2 yesterday, has worked 2 here today. We saw his stats in college and we were pretty shocked. He was able to work over 50 walks in each of his 2 seasons at Missouri State. He was striking out at the same similar clip, up above 60, 70 strikeouts, but he hasn't been seeing that this summer. It's the walks that have really shown for Bogenpole.
Another guy who walks a lot, Andrew Wiggins, steps in, the left-handed swinging right fielder. First pitch is high and kicks off the backstop. Bogenpole gallops into second safely. So no stolen bag for Bogenpole. Dietz is beginning to miss his spots.
Just rearing back a little too much, trying to find an extra mile per hour or 2 on the fastball.
I don't think he needs to. He can touch 98, 99 on the radar gun when he gets out there. But he's been hamstrung by injuries throughout the college career. Here comes his 1-0. That's just a touch high above the numbers of Wiggins. 2-0. Wiggins, his 12 walks, leads the Cotuit Kettleers, one of the best on-base guys on Cape. Here's the 2-0 offer. Just on the corner. Wiggins began to offer, did not fully bring the bat around. It's a 2-1 count. 2-1 ball game as well. In the top half of the 6th, Kettleers bat with a base runner on second, Caden Bogenpole. Here's the 2-1 to Wiggins. Outside, same spot on the corner, 2-2. Pair of nice pitches from Dietz. The heart of the Kettleers order. Wiggins batting 5th, and it's Camden Johnson next. Dietz slows down with the runner on base. A peek at second, looks back home, fires out of his red glove. High chopper towards first. Played turning around and stepping on the bag just barely in time was Gabe Camacho for out number 1. That advanced Bogenpol to third.
Camacho was able to get a good read on that high-hopping ground ball. And when he got it into his glove, he looked up and saw Wiggins barreling down on him, caught him a bit by surprise, and he had to hustle over to first base, just barely able to beat out Wiggins by about half a step.
Camden Johnson steps into the left-handed batter's box. He will bat with Bogenpol on third base with 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Trying to give the Kettleers some more cushion. Here's his first offer. Skips outside, a ball. Dietz rocking the Razorback red glove. Hangs his left arm behind his body. He's looking home. Body faces first. Set at the belt. Kicks, deals. High chopper over the pitcher, Dietz. That'll score Bogenpol. And Johnson legs out an RBI infield single.
Couple of high-hit ground balls that you could almost call them Baltimore chops, just taking that large second bounce. And Bogenpol's just been able to capitalize on both, advancing to third off of the ground ball from Wiggins and advancing home to score off the ground ball from Johnson. Johnson has been continuing to impress just with his speed and his bat-to-ball skills over the past week.
Had a 3-hit game a couple of days ago. Here's the first offer to Luke Matthews. Chops it into the ground off the plate foul. Matthews has a single of his own, still second. He's hitting with Johnson on first. Locked in an 0-1 count against Hunter Dietz. 1 down in the inning. Lights beaming down on the field. Johnson goes. Fastball in, throw down, not in time, skips away, but Johnson was already in there with a head-first slide.
Jaron Vincula's been stealing a majority of the bases for Cotuit this season, but Johnson's been right at his tails. That's Camden's 7th stolen base of the season.
He's right there behind Jaron, who has 9 to lead the team. Kettleers getting really aggressive on the bases. 1-1 pitch. Sails inside just below the knees of Luke Matthews. The shortstop from Kent State hit .354 at school back in the spring, earned All-MAC second team honors. Went the JUCO route, came out of Palomar College. Here comes the 2-1. Socked out into right field off the end of the bat. Coming into play, it is Williamson tagging and going to third as Johnson throw rolls in out of time. Johnson's there safely.
The first baseman from Stanford, number 52.
In comes Rintaro Sasaki for the 3rd time this game, with Camden Johnson on third with 2 down. Rintaro has been scuffling lately. 0.77 average, but the power is really there. He's just struggled to adjust to the wood bats after his first full season of college ball at Stanford. Hit .265 with 7 homers. Watches a high fastball. 1-0 count to Sasaki. He has 2 knocks this summer, a homer and a double. Infield shifted well to pull side for the lefty Sasaki. Socks one high and deep into right center field. Coming back on it is Williamson jumping at the wall. It's out of here! Rintaro Sasaki slams one towards the scoreboard in right center to make it a 5-1 ball game. Kettleers lead. And we said it, when he gets a hold of one, he can send it a long way towards the scoreboard in right center. What a swing from Sasaki.
Sasaki now has 3 hits on the summer, 1 double, and 2 home runs. His slugging percentage is way up there. When he gets that contact, it'll come.
First pitch to Anderson French was a strike. Hitting with the bases cleared. 0-1 count. Now a 5-1 ball game. Pitch upstairs. It's 1-1, and the Kettleers' offensive surge continues. Dietz has allowed 4 runs. Low pitch. He's allowed 3. Kettleers scored 2 in the top half of the first, and they've scored the next 3 here in the top half of the 6th off of Hunter Dietz. Here comes his 2-1. Pitch draws on the outside corner, 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on and missed by Anderson French. It gets Dietz out of the inning, but not before a 2-run blast from Rintaro Sasaki makes it a 5-1 ball game. Hyannis comes up to bat next in the bottom half of the 6th. It's their top of the order. Matthew Mura, Ryan McKay, Jackson Willits due up next on Cape League TV.
Beacon Gardens is a proud sponsor of the Kets, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is your go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs. Go Cats!
Need an ice cream fix this summer? Stop by the Four Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit Four Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Five-1 ball game. Cotuit leads Hyannis in the bottom half of the 6th. Rintaro Sasaki blasted a 2-run homer to right center, and Brooke is here with us to give some reactions from the Kets dugout.
Guys, I was right next to the dugout when that happened, and you could hear Luke Lavin, the catcher who played yesterday in that big win for the Cotuit Kettleers, talking to Rintaro, trying to give him some hitting tips. Those two room a lot together on the road at Stanford, trying to give him some tips to help him warm up that bat and get ready. He sends that one off, and the whole dugout chanting, "Who's your hitting coach, Rintaro? Who's your hitting coach?" And Luke Lavin having a bunch of laughs running out onto the field after sharing that moment with Rintaro. So guys, it was an incredible reaction. 3rd home run of the season.
What a cool moment between current teammates Luke Lavin and Rintaro Sasaki. Just busting chops over there, you know?
Yeah, those guys have such a good relationship. To have that sense of familiarity out here is great.
Here's Zane Coppersmith, the new pitcher for the Kettleers. Offers home a breaking pitch, sails high to Matthew Mura, batting at the top of the Hyannis order. 1 for 2 with a single. He had that back in the 3rd. Home plate umpire Rob Melms walks out and tosses to Zane Coppersmith.
Coppersmith on the season, 7 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 6 earned runs, 9 hits, has struck out 8, only walked 2.
It's been up and down this summer as he takes a slow step into his wind and fires a strike. 1-1. He pitched a gem in his first outing of the summer. Actually, the season debut against Orleans, in Orleans, through 3 scoreless. Here comes his 1-1. Fastball is socked in the air out to right center field. Running back on it is West, making the grab just in front of the 379-foot deep fence for out number 1.
We've talked about how nonchalant West looks out in the outfield. This is our first time seeing him in center. He has a little bit more ground to cover, but still just remains so poised out there, glove down by his side until at the last second he just lifts up the glove and makes a catch.
He has the tracking ability and the speed to be able to get to anything in center. He's played left for almost his entire college career, so center is a new ground for him. Coppersmith kicks and deals a first pitch fastball strike. Chopped foul into the screen by Ryan McKay, the contact bat out of Michigan State. A little fight between the bat kids, both slid into each other to try to get it. Cotuit, I think, is 2-0 in that and 2-0 in the sportsmanship department. She tossed it right back to him.
It just means more.
Coppersmith stares down the batter, McKay, who's 0 for 2. Fires. Shot high in the air, out towards the right side, stays in the infield. It's playable for Rintaro Sasaki going back on it. And he let it drop, but they're going to say that was on the transfer, so that is out number 2. Rintaro had it in his glove, and just a beat later, getting it into his left hand or right hand, he just dropped it, so that's an out.
I mean, it's an out. That is the story. But still, it's a bit of a moment that makes you just go, okay, well, at least we got the out. Would love Rentaro to just hold on to that baseball a little bit longer next time.
Does play a lot more DH than first, so he's not always out there in the field. Here comes the first pitch. A ball gets Willits off the plate, almost chest high. Jackson Willits detonated on a ball back in the first inning over the left field wall to score the only run for Hyannis today. They're down 5-1. Here's the pitch. Gets over the plate. Nice change-up strike. Coppersmith from Stetson. One of 2 Stetson arms with the Kettleers currently. Him and James Hayes, who threw a perfect 5 innings yesterday. The 1-1 pitch. Swiped at foul over the netting, 1-2. Coppersmith pounding the zone. Doing a good job in relief of Peyton Manka so far, who went 5 innings and allowed 1 run, 4 strikeouts, didn't walk a batter either. Was really strong. Here's the 1-2 with 2 down. Cracked foul. Do it again. Willits from Oklahoma, wearing the Sooner red shin guard on the front leg. The left-handed bat steps back in. The stout shortstop is ready. Waves the bat at an angle over his shoulder. Here comes the pitch, and he waves that one in the dirt. He's tagged out by French, and Coppersmith retires the side in order, 1-2-3, ending with a strikeout in the bottom half of the 6th. It is a 5-1 ball game. Cotuit up on the Harbor Hawks going into the top half of the 7th.
Hey, it's Chris, and when I'm looking for a cold treat, I go to 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Hi, I'm Connor Shue. Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
The Kettleer Interns and the very popular t-shirt toss are brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Hunter Dietz remains out there after 2 innings, complete 3 runs allowed. It is a 5-1 ball game. Cotuit leads Hyannis, Jaron Advincula, Dean West, Ryan Farber up the top of the order, 1-2-3 for the Kettleers against Dietz.
Well, Cotuit was able to get their second crooked number in an inning. They scored 2 in the first, 3 in the 6th. When the Kets are able to get multiple innings of more than 1 run of damage, that's when they've succeeded.
First offer to Advincula is a pitch outside. Ball number 1 offered by Dietz, who's struggled especially in that second inning. Here comes his 1-0. Spiked it. 2-0. And again, Dietz through 2 seasons at Arkansas has thrown 1 2/3 innings. Hasn't pitched in summer ball. So this is a guy looking for work. He's already eclipsed that inning total today. The 2-0 offer gets Advincula off the plate. Ball 3. Dietz has a fiery fastball up to 98 miles an hour out of the hand and some nice breaking stuff. 3-0 pitch is just high. Advincula reaches on a walk.
Another walk issued by Dietz.
Dietz, you said it, another walk issued. His second of the game, just struggling with the control, and I think you have to chalk it up to that lack of reps. He has incredible stuff, but just needs a chance to get out there on the mound. Had a stress fracture in his throwing elbow during his freshman year. He fires a high fastball over the head of Dean West, but the catcher, Lawless, able to corral it. And that sidelined him for fall ball towards his sophomore season and lost a lot of time. That spiked straight into the mask of the home plate umpire. And advancing to second is Jaron Advincula, so Dietz is all over the place.
Well, he bounced back with a strikeout after giving up that Sasaki home run. It seems that just mulling on that in the dugout and then coming back out for his second inning, he was able to think more about what wasn't working.
He throws the 2-0 pitch outside to West. He has yet to throw a strike in this inning. He's through 2. No outs here in the top of the 7th. Cotuit up 5-1 on Hyannis, the team leading the West Division. The 3-0 is high, and it pops out of the glove of the catcher. Advincula advances to third, and to first with a walk is West. In comes Ryan Farber. In a mound meeting, pitching coach Blaze Martinez points to the bullpen, and that's it for Hunter Dietz. 2 complete, 2 runners inherited on base after a pair of walks. We will introduce the new pitcher here in a second on Cape League TV. After a quick break, it's 5-1 Cotuit in the top of the 7th.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things in real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 618 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
Boston Hand to Shoulder are a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. Trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Hey, it's Chris here. From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot in Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing, where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Ryan Farber up to bat against the new pitcher, Adam Troy, the right-hander out of Pepperdine for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, who are staring in the face of a 4-run deficit to the Cotuit Kettleers, up 5-1 here in the top half of the 7th, looking to make their climb from the bottom of the West Division. They're currently tied with the Bourne Braves, 4-9-1 with 9 points. Hyannis, 8-4-2 with 18 points. Here's the first pitch. Runner goes. That's Dean West, unchallenged, trotting into second. We'll see if they scored a stolen base. He almost sauntered his way over there.
Nothing was stolen about that base. If anything, it was given.
They call it a steal. The pitch into Farber, tags it out to left field, tailing towards the line. It gets down a base hit, Advincula chugging home. Dean West stops at third. Running into second is Farber. He dives, he's safe. Driving in, Jaron Advincula on a hustle double. 6-1 ball game. Ketts lead.
It was such a soft shot off the bat, it just sunk into shallow left field. Miura, the left fielder for Hyannis, was shaded towards his left, so he had a lot of ground to cover. And Miura was more focused on West at third, didn't even see Farber scampering towards second until the tail end, and was able to get a throw over there close, but not in time.
And now you get Caden Bogenpole, the lefty, up against a righty, Adam Troy. Runners on second and third. First pitch is a fastball outside, 1-0. West on third, Farber on second for Caden Bogenpole. This season he's 1 for 3 with a homer and 4 walks. Man, 1-0. Cracked foul behind the plate, 1-1. Bogenpole, the 6'6" center fielder, DHing today, re-enters the left-handed batter's box. Very slight crouch in his stance. Holds the, I guess that's mahogany-colored bat over his left shoulder. Here's the pitch, low in the dirt, ball 2. I think that's accurate.
Let's look up mahogany.
Oh, I think I'm there. We'll call it mahogany. He's ready. Troy working third base side of the rubber. Pumps, fires another pitch into the dirt. 3-1. Still no outs here in the top half of the 7th. 1 run has already scored. And Rin Farber, RBI double. He's on second. Dean West is on third. Jaron Advincula scored on the hit. 6-1 Ketts. Troy offers the 3-1. It's low and away. Ball 4, Caden Bogenpole. 3 more walks today.
It has been a walk fest this summer for Bogenpole. Now 5 walks on his summer.
Not even through 2 full games. Andrew Wiggins steps in with bases juiced. No outs. West on third, Farber on second, Bogenpole on first. Let's see what Troy offers. Here comes his first pitch. Clobbered foul. Around the league, Chatham up 10-6 on Brewster. The end of the 7th inning. Falmouth and YD knotted up at 9 in the bottom half of the 7th. That's a barn burner. Orleans down 2-4 to Bourne, top 6. Troy working third base side of the rubber, fires outside, 1-1. Then last of the scores tonight around Cape. Wareham up 5-3 on Harwich in the bottom of the 5th. So Bourne trying to keep pace with Cotuit. Troy offers his 1-1. Swung on, and that was hooked. Well foul. 1-2. Wiggins is hitless today. Did have a sacrifice fly back in the 1st. Still the walk leader on the Kettleers with 12. Troy, the Pepperdine righty, fires the 1-2. Socked foul. just trying to put something in play to bring home West. Adam Troy on the hill, 225 earned run average in 4 innings this summer with Hyannis. 579 earned run average in 21 games with Pepperdine. That shot high out into right field, tailing towards the outfield wall. Say goodbye to that one. A grand slam for Andrew Wiggins to make it a 10-1 ball game. Kettleers lead. Just pulled one out to the right center field wall, not far off from where Rentaro Sasaki hit his earlier today. A moonshot from Andrew Wiggins. All the outfielders just watched it fly.
Cotuit has sent 5 batters to the plate this inning. All 5 have come around to score. 3 of those reached via a walk, those free passes coming back to bite Hyannis. And now the Kettleers, 5 runs here in the top of the 7th. Their 3rd inning, where they've put a crooked number up on the board, up 10-1 over Hyannis.
In Hyannis, we must remind everybody, the top of the West. There's still no outs on the board here in the top of the 7th. 5 runs have scored. Camden Johnson up to bat now against Adam Troy. First pitch is a high fastball at the eyes of Johnson. Just struggling to keep up on my scorebook. Man.
Running out of ink.
So that's the end of Hunter Dietz' stat line. Finishes with 5 runs allowed. Now 3 to Troy. He's got a 1-0 count with Camden Johnson. Bases empty. Fastball strike down the pike. 10-1 ball game. Andrew Wiggins' first extra base hit of the season is a grand slam. How about it? 1 for 3 with 5 runs driven in. He had the sac fly back in the first. Troy, the 1-1 in the dirt. And he is just having a nightmare inning, to put it simply. Johnson is ready. Troy looking for out number 1 in the top half of the 7th. 10-1 Ketts. That's clobbered left side, tailing foul towards the bullpen. It's down in foul territory. 2-2. Jaron Advincula led off this inning with a walk. Dean West walked after him. Ryan Farber drove in Jaron Advincula with a hustle double. Caden Bogenpole walked, and Andrew Wiggins stepped in, and after fighting off a few 2-strike pitches, he socked one into the trees in right center, bringing home 4 Kettleers, including himself. Troy gearing up for the 2-2. He kicks and pitches. Tapped foul towards us on the right side of the backstop. Man, if you're Troy, how do you go about continuing this inning?
Just keep throwing strikes. If the contact happens, it happens, but you just have to keep pounding the zone.
Troy comes set at the belt. The right-hander, third base side of the rubber. Kicks, deals. Fastball outside, 3-2 to Johnson. 18 pitches thrown, 9 strikes for Troy. He's the 3rd arm out of the pen for the Harbor Hawks today. Landman had a nice start, 2 earned runs allowed and 4 innings pitched. Managed the damage after a 2-run first for Cotuit. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Johnson went golfing and couldn't find it. 1 down.
Troy able to bounce back after that grand slam, get a strikeout swinging. At this point, it's all about damage control.
Harbor Hawks down 10-1 to Cotuit. 3 crooked numbers put up on the board. 2 in the first, 3 in the 6th, and 5 already here in the top half of the 7th. With 1 down, first pitch to Matthews is inside a ball. Luke Matthews, so far today for the Ketts, has a single. He stole second as well. I think this is the most powerful day for the Kettleers bats we've seen all season. Pair of homers and a double. 1-0 pitch is over the plate, strike one. Not to mention a couple of hard singles. This power surge is real for the Kets. Double-digit hits in a handful of their recent games. They've got 9 today. That's tagged off the end of the bat by Matthews. High skip into left field. Second base hit of the day for Matthews.
That's hit number 10 as well. Double-digit hits, matching double-digit runs. It is a completely new offensive team here in Cotuit.
They had 8 hits yesterday, 11 hits the game before against Brewster, 8 in their win against Bourne. A little blemish, 5 against YD the first time they played them, 13 in the tie against Chatham, 8 against Brewster in the first game. That win, and 8 against Bourne the first time in the 5-4 loss. First pitch incoming to Sasaki. Takes a ball outside, so that last 6 or 7 games or so for Cotuit, it shows you the offensive turnaround they've had since, man, they were really scuffling in the first 5 to 10 games. Rentaro Sasaki homered last time up. He's got a 1-0 count. Runner goes Matthews, taking a ball, diving. He's safe. Matthews, his second stolen bag of the day.
Well, it just appears that everything is contagious now for Cotuit. Hitting is contagious. Home runs are contagious. Stolen bases. Guess what? They're contagious also. Everyone getting on board for every offensive category.
3 swipes today for the Kettleers. Actually 4. They tagged that one to West as well, so him and Camden Johnson have 1 apiece. Matthews has 2. That pitch skipped in the dirt. High in the air, off the chest protector of the catcher Lawless, who couldn't find the ball. Safely into third is Matthews. So Rentaro Sasaki, seems like there's been a change in his swing. He's holding the bat much higher in the air over his shoulder rather than bumping it up and down off of the left shoulder. So starting higher, coming down in the baseball more. He's ready. The 3-0 pitch, just on the corner. 3-1. Third baseman Velasquez pinched in on the infield grass, playing maybe 15 feet off the third base bag. Rest of the infield shifted right of the second base bag. They're all pinched in as well. Troy fires the 3-1. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. 3-2. Rentaro brings the bat high. He's ready. The full count offer incoming. Here it is. Swung and tagged foul into the netting. Do it again, 3-2 with a runner on third, Matthews. Sun coming down, but we've got lights here in Hyannis. We've had a streak of games at parks without lights. We've had a couple of, I guess, dark outs. Is that what you would call them?
I like it.
3-2 pitch. Low, ball 4. Rentaro Sasaki walks to put runners on the corners for Anderson French, the 9-hole hitter.
It's now 4 walks issued this inning by Hyannis pitchers. Make it 7 on the day issued in total.
Just a rough day for Hyannis, trying to control things and hold on to their East Division crown. They're up 4 points on Falmouth, the number 2 team, 7-7 coming into this one. And back to our earlier scoring check-in, they're still tied with YD, 9-9 in the top half of the 8th. First pitch to French, the lefty incoming, swings and misses on a pitch in the dirt. Troy laboring through this one. 2 walks, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 strikeout for Troy to get his 1 out. Here comes his 0-1. Tapped on the ground towards the pitcher's mound, misplayed by Troy, and no throw over to first. And the glove tap of anger from Troy as he stalks back to the mound. He is not happy.
Well, it will be an E1 when the ruling comes in. Definitely a playable baseball, just couldn't get a hand on it. I mean, if it is rolled a single, it would have taken a little bit to just get that ball over to first base, but
Whole infield comes in, as does the pitching coach, Blaze Martinez, and their guy is clearly struggling a little bit up there. Made the error and has allowed 3 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks. Just nightmare frame, to say the least, for Adam Troy, who fared much better his first time against Cotuit. A clean frame, did walk 3, but struck out 2 and only allowed 1 hit to come out without allowing a run. Kettleers officially bat around in this one. Jaron Advincula comes back up with still only a single out on the board. He walked and came around to score maybe 10 minutes ago at the top of this inning. Well, we're still there at the top. 10-1, Cotuit's up.
And Call French's hit a single.
Sure. Here's the pitch. Socked into center field. Out there, ready to play it is walk. That's going to score the runner on third. Matthews, he's in there on the sacrifice fly from Jaron Advincula. 11-1 now.
I mean, every single game, I think we say this, Connor. Just have we seen the best offensive game from Cotuit? And I think the answers should, from now on, should be to be determined. I think the Kettleers just continue to exceed expectations on how good their offense could be.
They outdo themselves again and again. This is a new season high in runs for the Kets. 11 on 11 hits. 6 runs scored in the top half of the 7th, and they're looking for more as Easton Winfield comes in to pinch hit for Dean West. Lauren Hibbs beginning to empty out his bench. Winfield, the lefty, in the transfer portal out of Texas, going to replace West in center field. Got a few starts out there earlier as the first pitch is high a ball. He's got 2 runners on, Sasaki on second, French on first. 2-hit day for French. At this point, every Kettleer that's come up to bat has a hit except for Bogenpol, who has 3 walks. Here's the 1-0. High and outside, another fastball misses for Troy. I think this is the most complete offensive performance we've seen. Not only the most runs, but everyone has reached base so far. No, I should correct myself. Dean West is 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Regardless, everyone has reached. The 2-0 hit high in the air off to the left side. Down the line, the third baseman out there to play it. Makes the grab, Velasquez. For out number 3, sides retired eventually by Troy, not before allowing 4 more runs to his tally, 2 to Hunter Dietz. A 6-run frame, a walloping by the Kettleers. They're up 11-1 on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks entering the bottom half of the 7th.
The Kettleers interns in the very popular t-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Hi, Connor Shue here. Beacon Gardens is Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville and West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
You'll be ready to power up when the power goes out with generator maintenance and service from RCA Electric in Mashpee. From preventative maintenance plans to 24/7 emergency service, trust RCA to keep your generator humming. Call us or visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. Generating trust.
catcher from Tennessee, number
Zane
44.
Coppersmith back out there for the Kettleers, his second frame after his team spotted him 6 runs in the top half of the 7th. It's 11-1 Ketts going into the bottom half of the 7th. Leading off the frame is Stone Lawless, the catcher for Hyannis. It's become a really beautiful night out here on Cape. Here comes the first pitch. Foul off himself by Lawless. The clouds have drawn away. We've got a beautiful sunset coming out from behind home plate off to the left, and off to our right, a rainbow coming down from the sky. It's beautiful out here, Chris.
Beautiful is the right word.
Great night out here in Hyannis. Beautiful night for baseball. And a beautiful night to see the Kettleers score 11 runs. It's no one count. Zane Coppersmith pitching against Stone Lawless, who's getting his bearings after fouling a ball straight into himself. Might take a second after taking a stinger. Lawless, 0 for 2 today, a pop-up and a fly-out. Hyannis, 1 run on 5 hits. Lawless steps back in. Slightly crouched stance in the right-handed batter's box for the Tennessee catcher. Righty-righty matchup. Coppersmith kicks, pitches. It's low, a ball. A nice breeze blowing in from the right side. American flag in right center. Whipping past the outfield. Lights have hit their full power. The 1-1 pitch. Sails in, a strike on the inner corner. It's Lawless, Camacho, and Velasquez, the middle of the order for Hyannis, due up. And at this point, it's all about keeping this one from the run rule. Here's the 1-2, skips in well in front of the plate. There's a 10-run run rule in effect in the Cape after the 8th inning. So if Coppersmith puts a 0 up, it's over. Doesn't like the ball he has, deposits that one away to a ball kid on the Hyannis side. 2-2 count for Zane Coppersmith through 1 clean frame of work. It's been a great day for Ketts pitching. Peyton Manka, 1 run in 5 innings. Coppersmith, a clean inning. Got him looking. Rang up Stone Lawless on a changeup in the zone. 1 down for Coppersmith.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Coppersmith as well. Manka started that train. Coppersmith is continuing it. Now 6 strikeouts on the day from Kettleers pitching.
Coppersmith, 2 straight going back to the 6th inning. Struck out Jackson Willett swinging to end it. First pitch clobbered on the ground towards first. Gloved and handled by Sasaki, taken to the bag to retire Gabe Camacho on a hot ground ball, 2 down.
It was a screamer, only took a couple hops before getting to Sasaki. He was able to eat it up, bring it in towards his chest, keep the ball in front of him, and take it himself to third.
So Coppersmith looking for another 1-2-3 frame to potentially put this one away. Ray Velasquez steps in the right-handed batter's box. The third baseman from Austin Pay, first pitch to him, drops in there, a strike. Coppersmith all over the zone.
We'll say it's a little bit unrelated, but after Sasaki made that play, the dugout started singing J-Boy to him.
It's his walk-up song at Stanford. They played a lot during batting practice. The 0-1 pitch is low. French likes the spot, though. Another glove point.
J-Boy. That's how the song goes. It's a good song. It's catchy.
Hey, that's true. I didn't expect the rendition, though. It's good. 1-1. Whoa, high fastball. Pops out of the glove of French. 2-1 count. Clouds are continuing to give way for a blue sky late here. 8:08 local time. This game has flown by. We're in the bottom half of the 7th, and we're only 2 hours deep after a pretty slow first frame. That pitch is cued on the ground towards second, eaten up by Advincula, thrown down to first in time for out number 3.
All right, everyone, bear with me as I read the last 3 prizes.
And coming out as Anderson, French, and the rest of the dugout. This game appears to be over. Cotuit winning 11-1 over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. A clubbering by the Kets and their best performance of the summer to this point. And before we start with our post-game festivities, we did not get to the 9th inning, so I think we're in order for a copyright read. Just give me 1 second.
Take your time. This is my favorite part of the game.
That's right here under my laptop. How about that? Okay. This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited.
You killed the read. That was great.
Thank you.
The paper.
That was a weak paper snap. That's on me.
You know, but we've been working that paper all summer, so
I know it's getting
grace.
It's getting wrinkly at this point. But you know what? 11-1. Cotuit beats the Harbor Hawks on 11 hits. Clean defense, no errors in the field for the Kettleers, and overall no errors for the Harbor Hawks. We'll dive right into this Cotuit Kettleers post-game show on Cape League TV, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you're watching this. Hi, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Chris Albright, Connor Shue on the mics for this one. Just an offensive clinic. 2 runs in the top half of the first, 3 in the top half of the 6th, and 6 in the top half of the 7th to put this one away swiftly for the Kettleers. And in a game where there was a lot to like, what sticks out to you first, Chris?
I think it's everything. I think this is a game where you can look and say everything was working for Cotuit. It was a clean game, no errors. Pitching was phenomenal. Only 1 run surrendered, and that was a solo shot in the first. Manka was able to buckle down after that. In Manka's outing, he retired the final 4 batters he faced via a strikeout. Manka's finished with a line, 5 innings flat pitched, 5 hits allowed, 1 run, it was earned, no walks, 4 strikeouts. That's the type of starting pitching performance you need. Coppersmith able to come in, retired all 6 batters he faced, 2 scoreless, spotless frames. And then you look at the offense. Andrew Wiggins a grand slam, Rentaro Sasaki a home run. Even Bogenpol didn't get a hit. He was walked 3 times. You look at the first inning, you get 2 across in the first. That sets the tone. You get a great appetizer. And in the main course, 3 runs in the 6th, 6 in the 7th. Just a phenomenal game all around.
Couldn't agree more. All facets were working for the Kettleers, but where I want to go right now with you is the pitching performance from Peyton Manka. His second start of the summer, his ERA with this one down to a 150 mark through 3 appearances as a Kettleer. He came in and he allowed a home run that towered over the left field fence in that first inning, but it looked like it never happened based on how he pitched for the rest of that one.
Yeah, he was able to really answer back with command and poise. Able to get the next batter. He faced Stone Lawless out via a foul out. And then for the rest of the game, the most batters he faced in an inning was 4. Other than that, just 3 up, 3 downs. Got some help from French behind the dish on a caught stealing. Did it himself with a smooth pickoff move over to first base. So overall, Manka just able to really buckle down. And you can't tell it enough again. Ended his day, a 3 up, 3 down inning. All 3 were strikeouts, and that was in the bottom of the 5th. Just a great day from Manka out on the mound. He's going to lower his ERA. Came into this one with a 1.29 ERA, 1 run, and, no, it's going to raise just a little. But you're having a good summer when you allow 1 earned run in 5 innings, and it bumps up your ERA.
He's been nothing short of incredible for the Kettleers. Then Zane Coppersmith came in and put together 2 really strong frames, 6 up, 6 down. Pair of strikeouts for the right-hander out of Stetson, and we'll go back to the offense for a little bit here. There's plenty of standouts you could go to. Jaron Advincula, couple hits, a sac fly, a walk. Caden Bogenpol, 3 walks. Andrew Wiggins, the grand slam. Rentaro Sasaki, a home run of his own. And obviously you don't want to pick favorites here because there's just so much to like in this Kettleers game. But what stood out to you, or who stood out to you performance-wise with the hitters?
You know, I'll answer that question with a bit of an unorthodox answer. What stood out to me today is the environment in this Cotuit team right now. I'm looking over to my right. Andrew Wiggins is getting interviewed by the third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore, and his teammates, Reed Mooring and Ryan Farber, are tossing sunflower seeds and pieces of gum on him, trying to distract him during this interview, which you can find on the Cotuit Kettleers YouTube channel after this game. But it's how the team is feeling. The guys are all together. It's such a team-built environment right now for Cotuit, and that's what's standing out. Because when you have everyone in the lineup contributing and everyone in the lineup supporting those guys, that's what wins you a baseball game. It's not just one guy on this lineup that went out and won this game for Cotuit. It was all 9 guys in the lineup card, including the remaining guys in the dugout or on the bullpen that are there cheering for the team, that are supporting the guys, giving them pointers in the dugout. We got to hear that Luke Lavin's helping out Sasaki in the dugout, then he gets a home run. That's the environment that Cotuit has right now, and that's what's really pushing this team forward into what is now a winning streak. And call me crazy, the Kettleers are the hottest team in the Cape League right now.
They're certainly hitting like it. 11 runs scored on 11 hits, and let's walk back through that 6th or 7th inning where they scored 6 runs in the top half. They batted around. Kettleers came up to bat 11 times in that frame. 2 walks to start it off, then Ryan Farber doubled in, Jaron Advincula, Bogenpole walked next, then Andrew Wiggins came up and smacked one out to right center, a grand slam. Didn't stop there. Camden Johnson struck out for the first out, 6 batters in. Luke Matthews singled to get things going again, stole second. And Rentaro Sasaki took a walk. Anderson French singled. And then Jaron Advincula, a sac fly to bring home Luke Matthews. And then a pop-up from Easton Winfield. But, man, that frame just encapsulated this run the Kettleers have been having.
Yeah, it was the inning where everything was able to just break loose. The floodgates opened, and the offense that we've been talking about for Cotuit for so long, that we've been waiting to see and wanted to see, that's the inning where everything worked. The guys are patient in the box, working those walks, working those high counts, getting extra base hits. You had Farber with a double that scored a run. You had Wiggins with a home run. That's the type of inning that we had been waiting to see and that we knew we would see.
And as a gold sheen covers McKeon Park here in Hyannis, a beautiful way to end the night and a great ball game for the Kettleers. Final time on this game, 2 hours and 7 minutes. Final time, 8:09, 75 degrees at the first pitch, down to about 70 right now. Nice and calm weather out here in Hyannis, and a massive Kettleers win to improve them to 5-9-1. Hyannis down to 8-5-2. Cotuit's going streaking, their first win streak of the season. They've got 2. First against YD yesterday, the top of the East Division, and now against Hyannis, the top of the West Division. So the Kettleers climbing up and potentially over Bourne. We'll just do a final check of the scores before we go here. Falmouth and YD tied 9-all in the 8th. Must have been a fog out or a dark out potentially. We'll get more on that later on. Chatham beat Brewster 10-6 in 7. Bourne is hanging on to a 6-3 lead over Orleans in the middle of the 7th. Wareham up 5-3 on Harwich in the bottom half of the 2nd. Before we go, Chris, any final thoughts?
It's a great day to be a Kettleer. Excited for the 4th. A couple fun games coming up against Falmouth. Those are some more Western Division matchups, and this team can hit. This team can pitch. This team is rolling right now.
The Kets are hot. You heard it here first from Chris and I. For Chris Albright, Brooke Kilgore, Sorka Lewis, Riley Lewis, I'm Connor Shue, signing off from Cape League TV for the second straight Cotuit Kettleers win 11-1 over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Everyone, have a great rest of your evening.